Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 1GD Family Podcast. I'm your host, Hardy. Let's start off real quickly with Pokemon Unite, as Espeon is going to be added within the coming days. In fact, by the time this episode goes up, it will be going up tomorrow. It will be starting to be available tomorrow. Apparently, players are going to be able to complete some certain missions to get Espeon's pass for free in the game, so that's cool. I love Espeon's model in Unite. It looks really good too.
Yeah, just to mention, since I play a lot of Pokemon Unite, it's going to come out May 16th, which is going to be on Monday, and it's going to be the same thing as Hoopa, where like you have mission-based, and then you actually get to use the license while you do the missions, and then by the end of it, you get the license for yourself.
Oh, cool. That sounds neat.
But then you also have the choice to buy it with gems, but like you're not going to buy it with gems, obviously.
Who wants to spend money?
Exactly.
I sure so don't.
Alright. Let's run the Pokemon Home now, because we got some pretty substantial information for the version 2.0 update, which is going to be coming out in the coming weeks, which will finally add support for BDSP and Legends. I don't know why it took so long to...
Finally.
I know, like... I don't know why it took so long to get for this to be added, but... guess they wanted to patch some of the big bugs and glitches in BDSP and Legends before adding the update, which makes sense, I guess.
Better late than never, I guess. Is there a
It's been
specific
10
date
years.
for this?
What was that, Sam?
Is there a specific date when this new home update will come?
We don't have a set release date.
Bummer.
I imagine that we'll probably get it probably within the next week or two. Like, I don't think we're going to be waiting until the beginning of June, but then again, they could also surprise us. Because, remember when we were all saying it could come out on Pokemon Day, and it didn't?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
about that.
About that.
That was kind of hilarious, though, when you think about it.
Yeah, but I'm mixed about it, honestly. Like, I'm glad that we're finally getting it soon, but 6 months after BDSP, it kind of stings a little bit, not gonna lie. Then
yeah,
again,
I get where you're coming from.
Then again,
like...
the games were kind of broken when they first came out.
Yeah, we have to mention about that.
They were kind of broken. And also, they have a limitation to combat the cloning exploit when home support does get added, where special Pokemon in BDSP that can only be caught once, like a legendary Pokemon, for instance, can only be deposited once per save file. It's just, again, this is basically to combat the cloning exploit in BDSP. When I was writing the notes for today's episode, I was surprised at just how much information we actually got for this upcoming update. It's pretty insane. For instance, we're getting a new type of Pokeball. This one's going to be called the Strange Ball. And
pretty strange Pokeball, if you ask me.
Oh my god.
Very, 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 very strange.
Oh my god. So, in order for someone to get a Pokemon inside of one of these new Pokeballs, you gotta transfer a Pokemon from either Legends into BDSP, or from BDSP / Sword and Shield into Legends. But if you have a Pokemon that's in a Strange Ball, and you put it back into Pokemon Home, then the Strange Ball will be reverted back to the original Pokemon that it was caught in. You know someone's gonna try and get like a shiny Rowlet in one of these Strange Balls.
Or just like a regular Rayquaza. It's gonna look pretty nice.
That too.
Anything is possible.
I also kind of like how the colors go along with Pokemon Home's overall color scheme. With the shades of green.
I thought the same thing. It looks pretty similar to the Pokemon Home color scheme, so I was like, yeah, that's a pretty cool touch.
They absolutely did that on purpose. Like, you know that this Pokemon was transferred in from Home when you get a Pokemon in a Strange Ball in another game.
Yeah.
But, and there will be some gifts to be given out for this upcoming update. So, if you deposit Pokemon from BDSP into Pokemon Home, then the gift you'll get will be the Sinnoh starters with their hidden abilities. In case anyone doesn't know, it's Turtwig with Shell Armor, Chimchar with Iron Fist, and Piplup with Defiant. If you store Pokemon from Legends into Home, then the gift you'll get will be the game starters with their highest effort values. I almost wrote down hidden abilities again for Legends, but then I remembered that Legends does not have abilities.
Yeah, that was really funny.
We have to wait for Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. I'm hoping we'll get more information on that soon, too, because we're in that time of year where we might get more information, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be like early June is when we'll get another info done for Scarlet and Violet.
I'm guessing like mid to late June.
Yeah, I'm guessing that too.
Well, if you go back to like Sword and Shield, we got a Pokemon Direct before E3, and I imagine we'll probably get something similar this year with Scarlet and Violet, even though there's no E3
but like,
this
we
year.
also have kind of like mentioned that like E3 is not gonna happen this year. So
Yeah, exactly. But I
they're
imagine
probably
that,
gonna. I feel like they might delay it, but you know.
yeah, it makes sense. So I can imagine that either end of this month or the beginning of next month is when we're gonna get new info on Scarlet and Violet, which would be nice. And
It
the game,
would.
Very true.
the games were already confirmed to have Pokemon Home support, so we don't have to keep wondering about that. And the mobile app will be getting quite a substantial update as you'll be able to keep track of the Pokédex of connected games. So in addition to the national dex, you can keep an eye on the Pokédex from, say, your Brilliant Diamond file or your Pokemon Shield file. However, this Pokédex will only update for Pokemon that are caught in those respective games. And because Legends handles its Pokédex differently, it'll only update when you have a Pokemon's Dex page all filled out. So I imagine in other words, you probably got to get the research level to 10 in order for this, get their Dex information in the mobile app, at least for Legends. In addition, there'll be some new stickers and achievements. Some of the stickers are pretty adorable, actually. My personal favorite is the Lilligant sticker. They show his Unova Lilligant and Histilian Lilligant kind of going along together, and it looks amazing, honestly.
You gotta love stickers.
All those important stickers.
You gotta catch them all. Sticker edition.
Basically.
You know we're signing up for that.
And the last thing to mention is that the moves that Pokemon can know is going to be different depending on which game you transfer to. As we've been talking BDSP, Legends, and Sword and Shield. So in other words, it means that a Pokemon's moveset will not be identical when you move from one game to another. For example, when a Pokemon moves from one game to another, say Sword and Shield, the BDSP, the moveset will depend on its level. And also, if you were to move a Pokemon from one game, have it learn other moves, and put it back in the game it originally came from, then the moveset will be reverted back to the set that it originally knew prior to you putting it in home. Which is kind of interesting, but I guess it probably makes the most sense for compatibility. Especially since not every supported game has every move like Sword and Shield has. But, I just hope it comes soon.
Most likely, I feel like most likely it's just to avoid bugs too, you know.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I imagine it's probably going to be coming out within like the next week or two. I imagine that either between next week or the beginning of June is when we'll probably get this giant update. Better right than never.
At least we're getting it. Am I right?
True. I mean, granted, this wasn't as long of a wait from when Pokemon Home was first announced, and then we got more details in January 2020. That was an even longer wait, because Pokemon Home was announced in, I think in the spring of 2019, and we didn't get new information until like a big info drop in January 2020, which was insane. And then the service finally came out in February of that year. So, who knows, honestly? It could be just a couple weeks. It could be a month from now. I don't want it to be a month from now, but to be perfectly honest with you. But, yeah, this has been a very weird time frame for Pokemon Home.
Yeah, I think most likely it will just take a few weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah. This is gonna be very convenient for me though, because then I can actually port my Pokemon into BDSP and Legends and actually make more progress on the decks for both games. Because I still have yet to complete. I still have yet to complete the Pokedex in Legends.
Oh wow!
Like I did.
Yeah,
I completed the decks like so quickly.
I know. Like I had a bit of a short burst, but then other things came along, including Kirby, and my time has just been taken away from Legends, which is kind of funny. Because I also still need to finish the Daybreak story. I almost forgot the name of the big update that we got back in February. What is wrong with me?
I didn't either, to be honest. I think it's probably because I was playing like 24/7. I just got tired of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that pretty much covers all for Pokemon Home. I guess a pretty substantial update for the service. It's good to see that we're finally getting compatibility for BDSP and Legends soon. Obviously, it would have been nice for it to come sooner, but given that I imagine that they wanted to prioritize fixing BDSP because, again, that game was broken when it first came out. So I imagine that they made a bigger priority to fix those bugs and glitches before implementing compatibility. And also, Legends is such a different game mechanically that I imagine that it probably took a lot of time to try to optimize and enable the most amount of compatibility for each game under this one service. Well, whatever. But anyway, next up is anime. So they had another Project Mew mission for Go. This one was actually one of the better Project Mew episodes, honestly. I finished watching it before we sat down to record today, and honestly, this showcased some very nice development for Go.
Yeah, this episode was actually good because the past Project Mew episodes kind of had me sleeping a bit, but this one was actually kind of cool. They had like unique original characters, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think this is definitely the best Project Mew episode we've gotten so far. Oh
yeah, by far.
Although the climax episode that we're getting in June might have a word about that, because
might be in challenge. I think I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be 100% better. So,
oh yeah,
no doubt about that.
Because this is looking like it could be the final mission for Project Mew. So, and this one's gonna be kind of cool because it will show Go and Gary going to the Crown Tundra to potentially catch Reggie and Lucky and Reggie Drago. And this is gonna be
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. This is gonna be 2 episodes in the Crown Tundra within like a few weeks of each other. Because next week's episode looks like it's also going to be in the Crown Tundra. Because in one of the scenes for the preview of next week's episode, it looks like we get to see the mayor of Freezington.
Yeah, it is him.
That's what I thought, because I recognized him. And of course, looks like Mon's gonna be reuniting with Lily, Gladion, and Musamine.
Let's go.
I am not ready for the emotional mess I'm about to become next week.
I'm actually like really looking forward to this episode. I saw a couple leaks on Twitter, and it's shaping up to be pretty great. So
I'm so excited.
Me too.
And we're getting another Alola episode the week after that.
We're getting Gladium again.
Oh yeah, like Alola fans are eating.
Alola feast. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I can't wait, honestly. This is... like I said, Alola fans are feasting right now. 2 back-to-back episodes starring Alolan characters, and... oh boy. This is...
I saw someone mention on Twitter, they said like that April was Kalos month, and then they're just saying May. There's now Alola month, and I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I buy that too. That sounds very accurate.
Mm-hmm. But now comes the very important questions.
And what's that?
Where's our month for Hoenn?
It'll come at some point.
Pain.
Sad. Sad. He says.
I imagine.
No May, no Max.
I imagine that I imagine we'll probably get some Helen-based episodes in like during the summer at some point.
I hope so.
The only thing we got from Holland so far is like the May flashback and Steven plus Wallace.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Steven is in the Masters, and we got to see Wallace during the contest episode. And yeah, I mean,
we need more.
Yeah, me too.
We definitely need more.
I feel like it's kind of incomplete without May, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice, but at the same time, it's understandable. But like, shit, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Damn it!
I have to mention that we're already over 100 episodes and Misty still hasn't come back.
I know! Like, what the hell's going on?
I'm about to sue.
I think it's probably going to come at some point, but either later the summer or in the fall, honestly. And where's Paul, Jan?
Soon, because like the treatment that May and Misty is getting is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of Misty, when she's going to come back?
I was literally talking about Misty. Or maybe, I don't know.
Misty deserves a comeback, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't come back sooner.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising because the laboratory is legit in Kanto, so like, how come, you know?
Yeah.
Even Tracy, you know, could at least see Tracy.
Yeah, because...
where's my boy Tracy?
Because all we got for Tracy is just some kind of mention from... And that was it.
Like, she, Silent, who am I missing? Tracy and Max. All deserves to come back.
Yeah.
And we definitely need to see Silent back, especially with Ash and Iris both in the Masters 8.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised if we don't see Silent.
Boy Silent.
We don't stand this Silent erasure.
We don't.
Also, the visuals for today's opening. Holy crap, some of the new ones look sick.
The visuals look amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pull off a honey here and say they removed fanfic frog.
Oh my god.
Honey's doing a graduation party right now.
Oh my god.
I can already see it.
She's gonna look at the VOD of this and she'll be like, what?
Oh my god.
I love the video.
I love the video already.
Although Marnie got erased from the opening last week, so that's kind of a bugger.
Pain, part 2.
I mean, to be fair, she was kind of irrelevant, but that's whatever.
Man, that Marnie episode was so good.
Yeah, I liked that episode too, but that shouldn't be the only time we get to see her in the show. Like, come on. And same goes for the rest of the Gower crew. Like, Gower has been so neglected in the JN so far.
Yeah, like Bade, Nessa, Pop, Melanie, like all of these gym leaders that hasn't appeared.
Yeah, like I'm so surprised.
Where's my rich brat bead?
Seriously, where's the rest of the Gower gym leaders?
Exactly.
Because we've always seen like half of them, I think, in terms of gym leaders. Because we saw Piers, Alistair, Opal, and Raihan. So that's 5, or is it 6? Because hold on, let me recount here. So we saw.
We're missing like Milo, Nessa, Melanie,
Gordy. Where's my boy Gordy?
Seriously.
And Kabu,
Melanie.
Like we're missing some gym leaders, and they just could use them easily.
Yeah, seriously. Also, I almost simped for Melanie just now. But I got stopped.
Of course. The one simping family.
I was already thinking, my god, she's fucking hot.
Oh my god.
I almost sensed, but I stopped myself.
I need to hold the
Kyle
urge.
finally realized, oh shit.
I mean, I almost spoke before Rick did. Oh, jeez.
Hilarious. But yeah, Hoenn month.
Yeah.
We should get that one.
Yeah, I think Hoenn should be between. It should be either between June and August, honestly.
At this point, they're taking so long to announce Halloween month. We should get a whole year.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yeah, I have to agree on that.
I mean, come on, we're in the month of May after all. Why not have May be Hoenn month? Just saying.
Not pun intended. Am I right?
What if it was intentional?
Stan Emerald May, guys.
You'd love to see it.
Why? Because she has green eyes.
Well,
Yeah, where were we?
believe it or not, we already made it through the entirety of my notes I have written down this week.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, so I guess
11 round.
I guess we can catch up on some topics that we haven't discussed yet. Because I had like you weren't here for this discussion last week, Sam, and there were some things that you missed out, Rick. Like for example, last week near the end of last week's episode, we talked about if we had the chance to experience a Pokemon game for the first time again, what would we choose?
Oh, that's a pretty good question.
Because I remember Lori saying Heart Gold, Honey said Legends, and I said Sun and Moon. So what would be your picks, guys?
Let's see. I'm actually kind of tied between Pokemon Platinum and Black and White 2. Those are like my top 3 favorite Pokemon games. Like, just playing them just so fresh. Especially how they like pick on like the previous games, and they were just so good.
That's fair.
Plus new additions, like, and all of that stuff. But I'd actually probably say Black and White too, just because of how many stuff they added, like new story, the PWC, Cynthia House. So yeah.
I mean, that's fair though. Black 2 and White 2 are freaking great.
Awesome games.
For me, it has to be. Sorry. For me, it has to be either Platinum. Yeah, Platinum, Black and White, the originals, and maybe Auras.
Oh, okay.
I say this because I replayed some of Auras, and I must say it. I'm gonna blow off everyone's heads off and say Auras is the best Pokemon remake by far. Like, if I before it was Heart Gold for me, but now I think I like Auras just a little bit more.
That's totally fair though. Like, to be honest, when I replayed Soul Silver and then went to Alpha Sapphire, I found myself enjoying Alpha Sapphire a lot more. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
There's no like discourse or disrespect to Heart Gold because they're iconic games. I love them.
Oh, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are great remakes in their own right too.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes people overrate the game a bit too much in an attempt to like I wouldn't say punch down, but like curve down the other like remakes.
Yeah.
Like just an attempt to make it seem flawless when it really isn't. Heart Gold has tons of flaws. Like it hasn't aged as well as people claim it to be. They're good games. I won't deny that, but in comparison to like Auras, I have more enjoyment out of it, and I have so so much more enjoyment out of it, solely because it felt more balanced, and also we stand Ho well.
That's totally fair though. And to be honest,
Yeah,
like I personally enjoy Hoenn a little bit more than Johto. Like even though I have a lot of nostalgia for Gens 2 and 3, but I got my start on Gen 3, so I have a lot of nostalgia and bias toward Gen 3 more than Gen 2. So
it's kind of the same here. Like the Ruby and Sapphire games were like, I mean, Crystal was my first game, but Ruby and Sapphire was like the childhood for me. I
yeah,
probably spoke to
I totally
like other chapters somewhere. So it's already kind of, I probably like talked on this for like others chapter, but yeah, Ruby and Sapphire just something else, man.
Oh, I totally get it. Like Ruby was the first Pokemon game I ever got to play, so I have a lot of nostalgia toward that. It was like one of my most played games before I got my DS Lite. So I totally get where you're coming from.
I know, right? Before Emerald came, of course. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
What?
it's like with Auras, it's like, so what if the Battle Frontier doesn't exist? Like, I mean, I agree it's dumb, but it's like
Does it
that
break
didn't
the
stop
game?
me.
No.
Yep.
OS is a 0 out of 10 because it doesn't have the casino.
Failed attempt of doing remakes. -1,000 out of 10. Yeah, but in all seriousness, though, so what if the Battle Frontier like isn't in the game? Like that didn't stop me from enjoying it any less.
Oh, same. Like I remember when Auras first came out, I started with Omega Ruby and I kind of unintentionally rushed through the game on my first time through because I finished it in like a day and a half.
Holy crap!
Like I was just playing literally nonstop to the point where I was changing from 3DS to 3DS because the batteries just kept dying in each and every one of them because I was using them so much.
Wow.
So like I started on my 3DS XL, the battery started to die on that, so I brought that on charge. Then went to my original 3DS, and the battery got low on that, so I went to my 2DS and just I think I almost finished it on there.
Wow.
And it took me like weeks to do Alpha Sapphire, which is absolutely funny.
Talk about a speedrun.
Like, that's like the fastest I've ever played a Pokemon game.
Hey, a 3DS battery is not gonna stop my run. Just pulls out another 3DS.
Yeah.
And this is also coming from like me because I haven't played any Gen 6 game, Engine 7, because I had my 3DS and it broke pretty early. So,
Oh,
but all that's like I think it's just pretty. It's a good game, you know. I feel like a lot of people just hate just for the fact that it doesn't have the Battle Frontier and doesn't have like the casino stuff like Heart Gold and Soul Silver has. But like it has such good OST, it has Mega, so like how can you complain, you know?
yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
mechanically, it's a way better game, honestly. I mean, the only thing that can really detract the experience is the HMs, and that's totally a valid complaint because Auras was way too reliant on HMs for a then modern Pokemon game.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that reminds me of the IGN review. Just too much water.
7.8 out of 10, too much water.
They said that on the Ruby Sapphire game. That's just hilarious. But yeah, it's kind of I think Auras deserves a much better recognition than some of the other remakes.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm willing to agree about Auras being the best Pokemon remake because, like I said, I enjoy Heart Gold Soul Silver. I also very much enjoyed Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, even though I've seen way too much hate for it, but...
Oh yeah, I think the BDSP remakes are way too overblown.
Oh,
Way
like,
more than Auras.
it's way out of proportion. Like, they're not perfect, but no Pokemon game is perfect. Like, that's the thing. And plus...
I gotta be that guy and say I honestly enjoy the BDSP remakes more
Big
than
Sam!
the Hard Gold Soul Silver remakes. Even though I like them too.
I'm actually kind of biased because Heart Gold and Soul Silver were like the second game I picked up, so And it, because like all of the content it has, it probably just kept me on. And like just
Oh,
because
absolutely.
I also really love Johto and how they included Kanto. But like BSP, it's not perfect, obviously. But it wasn't a bad game to be
Oh
honest.
no.
I love
Absolutely.
the challenge, especially Cynthia. Like I
Oh
did it
yeah.
first try, but it was so hard.
But I like the
Like,
fact that they made the Pokemon recard in BDSP. Like, if the difficulty was more consistent instead of just ramping nub without warning at the very end, that would have worked way better because the concept of the Pokemon League having teams that are competitively built is brilliant.
I agree. Like I said before, I have a huge bias towards HGSS and BDSP. Like, I enjoy them for like equal reasons. So it's like hard for me to put in like which one I enjoy the most in terms of like the second place.
That's fair though. Like in all honesty,
So
if you want an actually inferior Pokemon remake, look at the Kanto remakes that are Fire and Leaf Green or Let's Go.
I was about to mention that we don't talk about Fire Red and Leaf Green because
They're
they're
forgettable.
okay,
just
They're so
they're
forgettable.
like they're like not even average. They're just below average.
Yeah,
okay.
like
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I like that Fire Red and Leaf Green fixed ton of issues that I have with the original Red and Blue games.
oh yeah.
And 100%, yeah.
Yeah, like it's nowhere
And
near as broken as Gen 1.
Nido
I
King and Direhead go Bird.
Yeah, exactly.
Ice types is now super effective against Charizards.
Uh,
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
They also I think there was like a bug where like I think it was Poison type was super effective against Psychic. No,
No.
Psychic was super effective against Ghost, and they fixed that obviously.
Yep, thank God for that.
uh,
Anyway, what I was about to say is that I would rather play Fire Red and Leaf Green over the Red and Blue original games
that's fair though.
any day.
Like, and this is coming from someone whose first Pokemon game that I ever bought was Fire Red. So even though I have a lot of nostalgia toward Gen 3, a lot of that nostalgia is pointed toward Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, and more than Fire Red and Leaf Green.
It's
Because
kind of same. It's kind of like the same here. Like my huge nostalgia in childhood was solely because of Ruby and Sapphire. And Fire Red and Leaf Green was also part of that. But it's like I don't think that, despite fixing a lot of my gripes with the originals, I would not be afraid to say that, yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green is like the forgettable remake. Like, even more so than it has to be for
yeah,
me.
like it's about as safe of a release as a Pokemon game can get. Because
Yeah,
and I
like,
imagine that one of the main and I imagine that one of the biggest reasons why Game Freak probably made those remakes in the first place is because they couldn't figure out a way to trade Pokemon from Gen 2 to Gen 3.
yeah,
And
for
plus,
some reason.
and also, what's even weirder is the fact that you can't use any Pokemon outside the Kanto Dex during the main story of Fire and Leaf Green unless you trade with someone who already has a Pokemon outside of Kanto who is another Fire and Leaf Green file. Which is so
That was
weird.
another big gripe. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
another big gripe with Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Like, so, like, you couldn't use, like, say, Crobat or Espeon during the main story, which was dumb.
And there's like a lot of Pokemon you can't really access towards a certain way, especially like Dratini. Like if you want to use a Dragonite, too bad. You gotta gamble and buy it.
Oh, it's no longer in the Safari Zone?
Oh yeah, true. But there was like a lot of Pokemon where you just can't access until like the post game, which is like I think it really sucks.
Yeah. Like the game trying to remedy that with the Sevi Isles by having a Pokemon outside of Kanto, which admittedly was a cool idea, but
The only problem is,
I think like it was a cool idea, but it was so badly done because you don't have many options.
Yeah, it's very forgettable.
the thing is, I think what makes the 7 islands even worse for me is the fact that you can only visit the first 3 islands.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least before you
I
become
think
champion.
later on you get to visit 4, 5, and 6 if I'm correct.
Yeah, because I think there were 7 islands altogether, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the 7 one. Let me look up on this one because I think he was involved with something with the Yoxes.
Yeah, I think one of them was like event only just for Deoxys.
No, it was the Deoxys one. I remember this clearly now.
Yeah,
Let me see.
I never got to experience any of the events in Gen 3 because by the time I got into Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl was like right around the corner. And plus, I had no other friends who played Pokemon by the time I got into Gen 3. Plus, I didn't even have a link cable back then, so I couldn't even do multiplayer.
Yeah.
And most of the Game Boy Advance, but
yes. This was the part of the mystery gift where in 7 islands you get to encounter the Deoxys, but it was the part of the mystery gift. Yeah, you had to. Man, mystery gift was something else back then.
yeah, I can only imagine how much more of a pain it was back then compared to how it is today.
Yeah, like you had to like. Yeah, I remember this clearly now. When this event was occurring, you had to go to a store to get one.
Back in my day,
Yeah.
it wasn't so easy.
It's so true, though.
But now that you mention it, it's actually pretty true because like nowadays you just press a button,
Oh, we're so
wait until you
spoiled.
get online.
We're so spoiled today.
Yeah,
But
that's so true.
I think that's a good thing though, because now we don't have to go to a store and then expect luck in our hands.
Yeah, true, true.
Because
You also have like the factor like if it's like a code, like
yeah,
you're gonna get there and you're gonna like, yo, can I have one? And they're like, oh, we ran out.
that was
Yeah.
me when Shiny Zacian and Zamazenta were being distributed at GameStop. One time I went to GameStop, I tried to get a code for Shiny Zacian and it didn't have any.
Wow.
That was
But
exactly.
with shiny, yeah, me, but with Shiny Diancie back in 2014. It's still funny. Like, yeah, have you guys any like Shiny Diancie codes? Nah, sorry, we're run out. Sorry, I have to get them next time. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that was kind of bad.
Pain.
yeah.
Yeah. Be glad that nowadays Mr. Gift is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's very inconsistent. Because sometimes they'll just distribute over the internet, and sometimes they'll distribute a code online or distribute a code at stores. Like, there's no set method.
Or sometimes even like region based.
Yeah, true. Like,
I think like with the Piplup in South Korea.
yeah, I was literally about to bring that up. I was literally about to bring up Don's Piplup. Because, like,
That's like one of the biggest issues too.
Yeah, because, like, the criteria to get Don's Piplup in South Korea is so weird. You gotta spend a certain amount of money in this specific store just to get a code for it.
Yeah, I saw that. Apparently,
And
like,
you gotta spend even more
when
money.
When translated to dollars, it's like one code is like $22 and two is like 44. Like that's ridiculous,
Yeah, like if you like, you guys.
That's like a whole lunch dollars right there.
Really, exactly.
I could spend 10 ramen. I could spend 10 cups of ramen for that kind of money.
But, like, I mean, to be fair, like, if you were already planning to go one of those stores and shop there anyway, then I suppose it works out. But, like, having to go and be forced to spend money to just get these codes, like, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It's
Really
actually
is.
kind of ridiculous because you're just gonna get you're gonna get a Pokemon and then you're gonna have it for a while. The only thing you're gonna keep it is just like as a collection.
Yeah, it's basically a microtransaction, even if it's not traditionally a microtransaction. because you gotta spend
It's a
money
hidden
in order
microtransaction, you know?
because you gotta spend money in order to get this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really agree with it.
Nobody of us does.
Yeah, like we're very fortunate that Darkrai and Shaman was distributed just over the internet for BDSP, albeit in a pretty limited time window.
Speaking of Darkrai, I still haven't captured him.
Oh
I haven't
wow.
either. I just got like the tickets and stuff, and I still haven't caught it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still have the tickets. It's just I haven't caught Cresselia yet.
Oh wow.
I should really do.
Neither have I.
Like funny story.
Yeah.
Funny story about this actually. A few weeks ago, I booted up Shiny Pearl so that I can go get Darkrai. I went to go trigger the event, and I couldn't enter the hotel. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? What am I doing wrong? I have the pass for it. Turns out I did not set Cresselia out of Full Moon Island yet.
Oh my god.
Moment. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing here.
So I go set Cresselia loose, and then I was only able to do it, and it took me like 1 or 2 resets to catch it, because at first I KO'd it.
Whoops.
It was also being a bit of a pain in the neck because it just wouldn't stay in the freaking ball.
Don't remind me, Kyle.
What is a
Just
mythical
gives
Pokemon,
me-
am I right?
Gives me bad PTSD flashbacks when Mesprit was a thing.
Oh my god.
Oh
Or
wow.
even the what was it again? Oh yeah, the dogs in Fireland Leaf Green.
Oh my
Don't
god,
remind me.
I never got the chance to catch Raikou and Tinsuikun in Fire and Leaf Green, but I can only imagine just how
Oh
much
my
hell
God.
that must be. Plus, there's a pretty
know-
there's a pretty horrifying bug surrounding the legendary dogs in Fire and Leaf Green, where if they use Roar, they're gone for good.
Yep.
It's almost like they're mad at you. Like, you roared at me? Okay, I'm not coming back.
Ah, and I'm gonna head out, and they're gone. It's horrifying. Like, especially if you get a shiny, then you better hope they don't use Roar. So, like,
It's
imagine trying to shiny hunt those Pokemon in Fire and Leaf Green. Like, the amount of hell it must be is... Oh, I can't even imagine. And same goes for trying to get shiny roamers in general. Like, that's just torture I don't want to endure. Because, like, trying to encounter these roamers in general is already pretty awful.
yeah, Fireland and Leaf Green made me hate roaming in general.
Oh, for me, it was Gen 2.
Yeah, don't get me started on Gen 2.
Yeah, like, I think it was the worst in Gen 2, just because of how long it takes to open the Pokedex, check the area where the Pokemon's located, and then back out of it. It's so bad.
For me,
Oh yeah, I absolutely hate roaming legendaries.
Like, it was... Like, it felt the most fair in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum because of the Pokédex. You can get the market map for your Pokédex and just have it be always displayed on the touchscreen. And it's... Yeah, it's still there in some degree in Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl, but the Pokédex is just not as good, honestly.
Yeah, I have to agree the Pokédex is a little bit better than the originals.
Yeah, because, like, the Pokédex was specifically made to go on the touchscreen on the DS, unlike the remakes where you could just pop it in and out of the upper right corner of the screen. Like, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it just doesn't pop nearly as well as the originals did.
Especially if you're playing in TV mode, because you gotta rely on a cursor, and it's just so slow to use. Like, it was clearly meant to be used in handheld mode.
Can imagine how much pain that feels when you're playing in handheld mode.
Yeah, like, I mostly played Brilliant Diamond in handheld mode, and like, the only times I had issues with the Pokédex was when my thumbs would slowly slide onto my Switch's screen. Because I first started on my Switch Lite and then moved on to my Switch All-in model, and my thumb just kept sliding onto the Switch All-in screen, and there seemed to be no palm projection because even just a little bit of my thumb being sliding onto the screen was enough for it to read that as an input. And that got annoying after a little bit.
I can imagine.
Because I saw the game kept trying to register an input on the Pokémon. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then I saw that my thumb was sliding onto the screen. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, don't play BDSP in handheld mode.
Honestly, it's the best way to play BDSP in handheld mode. Because at least you can use the Pokédex with the touchscreen.
Them frames, though.
Yeah.
Them frames.
Yeah. Like, it's probably a toss-up.
30 FPS kind of hurts, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice any performance issues that much when I was playing Brilliant Diamond in handheld mode. And again,
if you like you don't really understand like frames and stuff, like you don't really notice. Like at first, I didn't really notice until like I started looking into frames, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it until you guys pointed it out. Then again, it's been a while since I've touched those games, so who knows? And I just mostly played Shining Pearl in TV mode. And I feel like performance was pretty similar to from what I can recall. And like I had my data for Shining Pearl on my OG Switch so that I can trade back and forth for the trade evolutions and whatnot, but I haven't made much progress in the Pokédex in either game, so I just put my Shining Pearl data on my Switch OLED. Because I don't want to carry another Switch just to play this specific version of a Pokemon game. Same goes for Sword and Let's Go Pikachu. Okay. So, trying to find what else we can discuss. I'm just referring back to some of our older notes here. Okay, so we've already done that. So I can close that. But man, that was quite a bit of a tangent, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we were originally talking about which Pokemon game we would experience for the first time again. But then we just went on that like giant rant and whatnot.
Like we always does.
Yeah, I just started snowballing.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And now this is the story of my life.
Basically.
True.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the next season of the Journeys dub was recently announced. It's gonna be called Ultimate Journeys. Man, what an underwhelming title.
Another pretty bad title.
Yeah. Well, why is Ultimate over Master?
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Should be the opposite if you ask me, but okay then.
Yeah. And I think it's coming to Netflix in a couple weeks, if I remember correctly. So, neat. Dub viewers can rejoice again. For like the remaining 1%. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. This is the reason why we watch sub nowadays.
I mean, there's really, in all honesty, there are fair arguments for both. But generally speaking, more points are in the Japanese version's favor as opposed to the dub.
Yeah.
Like the dub for convenience, but the sub for the better music and better acting. That's not to say the acting in the dub is bad, but like there are some characters whose voices don't sound the greatest. Lily.
Oh my god! Don't mention that.
I'm sorry. What did I say?
PTSD moment.
Oh yeah, I did mention like 2 weeks ago that I was gonna try and watch the Kahili episode of Sun and Moon. So, funny story about that. Funny story. Like, in my defense,
Here we go.
I was about to actually sit down to watch it. So I went to go try and watch the sub, but I was having too much issue with trying to watch it, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go deal with the dub. I started watching the dub, but then some people started showing up at my house, so I had to stop watching. and I never got back to it like an idiot.
Oh my god, that's relatable.
That is
I just sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and then I start doing something else and I just never do it again.
that is so freaking me. Like
Yeah.
a couple days ago, I was like, I'm probably gonna sit down and catch up on some TV shows while I eat dinner, and I just binged YouTube for the rest of the night.
No, that is me. Like, I sit down
Oh,
with my
that-
dad and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch, like, I don't know, continue watching Anipop because I haven't watched that in like ages. I need to finish my rewatch. I probably will do over the summer, or just watch anything in general, like Netflix or Hulu. But then I just open YouTube and I'm like, okay, screw this, and then just start grinding hours on YouTube like I usually do.
Yep,
That
me as well.
you just described us in a nutshell, Rick.
I cannot.
or
Like-
like when we said in our Q&As where we wanna like write a fanfic in our Google Drive, and then you write like 5 words, and then you watch YouTube for like 5 fucking hours.
Yep.
Life that's how life go. That's the story of my life.
Like there
I call it the YouTube cycle. I'm stuck on the YouTube cycle.
same.
I mean, it is the YouTube cycle, to be honest.
Like there were a couple of nights where I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get some music going in the background and I'll just draw. But then I get distracted and just keep browsing like Twitter or just keep watching YouTube, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it now.
So, like, one of my biggest issues is like when I sit down sometimes to just like study or complete a homework, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open YouTube and play a song because it's not on Spotify or SoundCloud. And then I see this really cool video. I'm like, okay, I had to watch this. I'm not gonna watch it later.
Yeah, I feel like our attention span has gotten worse over the years.
Yeah,
I do agree.
absolutely.
Wants to write a fanfic.
My life has truly become YouTube over everything else.
Yeah, the same here.
And yeah, here we are recording a podcast that's going on YouTube. Irony.
I must imagine like the YouTube admins looking at my account. They're like, "Oh my god, now this guy again watching on YouTube."
Fucking algorithm.
I mean, at least I'm giving the algorithm, am I right?
Yep.
True. Oh my god. I mean, to be fair though, I have been actually kicking out some more drawings lately. I'll be on the smaller side, but I've actually been getting back into the groove lately. So, at least I'm not completely wasting my time on YouTube. I'm actually getting some stuff done. So
That's great to hear.
at least I
That's very
I
cool.
have something going for me. Although
Yeah.
I did replay some I did start replaying the 3DS game a couple days ago, so my time is probably gonna be stuck on that, along with Kirby 64 coming to NSO next week.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That is so amazing.
Dude, I am so excited for that game to come out.
That game is amazing. Like, I love playing that game.
I have yet to play that. Like, I have Kirby Stream Collection for the Wii, but I never sat down to play 64.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
that's one of the few Kirby games I still gotta play.
That game is just straight up amazing.
I've heard great things about it. I also got to get around to playing Kirby's Epic Yarn. I also downloaded that on my Wii U around the same time that I got Poutine Yoshi's Woolly World. So my time's probably gonna be stuck on those, and they'll just
Kirby 24/7.
and they'll just push back any big drawings further and back.
Let's delay this drawing all the way to August.
I did say I was gonna commit the drawing May, and I barely made any progress on it. Go me.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Look at me, not really sticking to my word.
That's pretty much mode.
Right there.
Oh, jeez. In any case, anything else? Other things to note. A new Pokemon Center is going to be opening in Japan just when they need another one. And also, Pokemon Go actually added something useful for once.
No way.
I know.
Wait, what?
Like the
I don't believe it.
the latest version of the game lets you add widgets to your home screen so you keep an eye on stuff for like track your steps for your buddy, or for keeping track of your eggs that are being incubated. Like, that's actually useful stuff. So you don't have to keep opening the app to check the progress on eggs that you're hatching, or how much walking you've done with your buddy and whatnot. Like, they're actually adding useful stuff. What is this timeline? Oh, jeez.
The world is gonna explode. I don't believe it.
Unreal. And also, the latest global event for Go, the Water Festival, kicked off a few days ago. But you could do custom variant from Lapras. It looks so cute.
I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
I think if you guys go further, if you go a little bit up in game chatter, you should be able to find it. I'll just go find my message and just do a reply for it. Oh, and also, while I look for it, we got some new sales figures for the Pokemon games as of the end of March. So, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee sold 14.53 million units. Sword and Shield sold 24.27 million units. That's actually really good. BDSP is the best-selling remake at 14.65 million copies, and Legends sold 12.64 million copies, all as of end of March. Legends selling 12 million copies in just 2 months is super impressive. Like, that's faster than BDSP. Like,
the games are really good, so I can see why.
Like, I saw some people get a little concerned that Legends did not sell as much as BDSP, but you gotta remember, BDSP released 2 months prior to Legends, and the fact that Legends got to that number in a shorter amount of time is very impressive. Like, I think it's selling at a faster rate than BDSP, so I imagine that by the time we get our next set of sales figures, so probably like end of June, maybe, we'll probably see that Legends has outsold BDSP.
I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Alright, I found, no, I didn't mean to click edit. Fuck it, scroll all the way back to the bottom to the most recent message. Damn it!
Oh no.
Damn it, Discord! Okay. Reply, here we go. So now if you guys check game chatter, you'll see that I replied to one of my own messages, so you can see the new Lapras costume. It's so cute. I actually got one earlier today, and it can't be shiny, so that's neat. The purple on Lapras goes so well with the blue scarf. It's honestly adorable.
Wait, this is from Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah, it is for Pokemon Go.
Ah, I love the little dupe hider right in his shell.
Yeah, it is adorable. Like, this screenshot in general is just really cute. I love it.
Yeah.
I love Lapras. It's just an adorable Pokemon, honestly.
Very underrated, in my opinion.
Oh, it's definitely one of the most underrated Gen 1 Pokemon, in my opinion. Like, I got to use one for the first time, but I played through Let's Go Eevee, and I honestly loved it. But anyway, is there anything else on Cerebi that is noteworthy that we can add on before we possibly close? Not seeing it. Is there anything that you guys want to add before we do close?
I was gonna mention something earlier, but then I just completely forgot about it. So
welcome to my
remember time. Story of my life.
I can't think of anything either. I'm way too blank.
That's fair. So I think we are going to wrap up there then. A bit of a shorter episode this week, but there's only we can do so much when we have 3 people with us. But that is going to wrap things up for this week. Well, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, throw it all. We're still a family. One in the family.